It's not that easy to spot a narcissistic individual. When it comes to narcissistic people, they will go all out to blend into society, to fit into society. Now, with some narcissistic people, once they've managed to blend in, they will go all out to stand out, but in a way where you cannot call them out, because if you do call them out, they play the victim and blame you, and you're the one that looks like the toxic person. We can all have good qualities and we can all have negative qualities. We can all have stress. We can all have a bad day. We can all say something we don't mean, and once we've said it, it's too late. It's already out there. We can all say things and do things in the heat of the moment. We can all get drawn into that gossip. We can all make a mistake. Most genuine people tend to see the good and the not so good in most people. And when people aren't particularly bringing out their best side, we can often excuse it, because we know within ourselves that we're not always at our best. So it's not always easy to recognise a narcissistic individual. However, with a narcissistic individual, it's a pattern of behaviour. People in general tend to have those patterns of behaviours, and you can get to know them for who they are and not who they sell themselves to be, because the majority of us, when meeting new people, will put our best face forward. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, they either see you in that idealisation stage as all good, someone who is providing them, somebody who is providing for them, somebody who is serving them, somebody who is enabling them, someone who's supporting them, someone who's validating them. However, when things aren't going their way, they see you as somebody who is all bad. They don't see that good side within you anymore. They just see you as somebody who isn't there for them, who doesn't agree with them, who won't do something for them. Which is why they will cut you off, they will fall silent, they will ghost you, and they will go all out to blame you. So some behaviours that expose a narcissistic individual from somebody who's just simply having a bad day. And one of the first of these is if you go to try and celebrate some sort of achievement, some sort of success, some sort of win, either of your own or of somebody else's. If you try to share that you've just found out a friend of yours is getting married, or somebody's just purchased a nice new car, or somebody's going on holiday somewhere, most people can be pleased for you or pleased for the other person. Most people, if they would like to go and visit that destination or go and buy a new car for themselves but haven't quite got the finances, can have those pangs of jealousy. Normal. However, they're still pleased for the other person. With a narcissist, it knocks them backwards. They don't like it. They're very envious. They play it down, or they take the credit. They try to minimalise it, or they bring it onto something that they've done far better, or they accuse you of fancying them. They accuse you of preferring the other person. They try to knock you down a peg or two. Try and celebrate a win with a narcissistic person and watch how they become offended. Tell them they're wrong. Not many of us like being told that we are wrong about something, especially if our belief system at that moment in time believes that we are in the right. However, the majority of people, once they recognise that they might potentially be wrong, will admit to it. Even though it can be embarrassing, most people will admit to being in the wrong. Most people will admit to making a mistake. Tell a narcissistic individual that they are in the wrong, they get offended. They can't see it from a different perception. They can only see it from their own. They will go all out to make you feel stupid. They'll go all out to make you feel like you don't care. point out one of their mistakes, and they will go all out to blame you as to why they made that mistake. They don't take responsibility for their own behaviour. Offer them some form of friendly, helpful advice. There's plenty of times within our lives where we might have received some unsolicited advice, and people might not particularly appreciate that unsolicited advice. And you'll often notice when you receive unsolicited advice from a narcissistic individual, it's going to cause you pain. It's going to ruin something for you, and then they're going to turn around and act all sweet and innocent of, oh, I was only trying to help you, when they've got a smugness because they've ruined something for you. Offer advice to a narcissistic individual. They're not interested because they already believe that they know everything. They don't need advice from you. You're just a minion in their games. However, if you offer them some form of advice of how they should potentially have treated somebody better, you'll notice them using that advice to impress a stranger. They're that chameleon, can't even say it, that changes who they are depending on who they are around to get their own needs met. Offer them a different opinion. We can all have different opinions. There's so many different perspectives on things in life, and people can be very passionate about certain things to a point where they might do things that is out of character. However, more often than not, when they take a step back, they can see another person's point of view to it. With a narcissistic individual, they expect you to take on their beliefs. Otherwise, they go all out to make out that there is something wrong with you, or that you're attacking them in some way. They will go all out to accuse you of caring more about somebody else, of never taking their side. They're like that toddler that never grew up sometimes. It is like dealing with a toddler that you're not allowed to discipline. Offer a narcissistic individual a different opinion and you will witness who they truly are. Say no to them. Again, like that toddler, they feel entitled to have everything their own way. No doesn't compute within their mind. They just go all out to manipulate and exploit to get their needs met. Now we can ask somebody for a favour. Hey, would you mind helping? And they can say no, and we can think, oh, thanks. I knew I couldn't turn to you. And then you take a moment to sit on it and sort of think, right, okay, you got your feelings hurt there. They said no, they're busy. That's fine. They usually help me out. I usually help them out. It's usually a two-way street. Sometimes people have stuff on. With a narcissist, they don't see this. You should put them first in everything that you do, or otherwise they go all out to sabotage anything that is taking your attention away from them. They have no respect. Watch how they treat other people. Most of us are doing a job to earn a living so that we can find shelter, so that we can feed and water ourselves, so that we can clothe ourselves, and then hopefully so we can have some luxuries, so life isn't as painful as it can be. Those luxuries kind of take the edge off life at times. Whereas with a narcissistic individual, they tend to look down on people. Even though the narcissist may or may not work, they tend to believe that they have the most important job in the world. Whatever job it is that they do, they are the most important. They're the most important in that business. They're the most skilled. Be it the boss or the employee, they are the most skilled. Whatever their job is, the tunnel vision, they can't see. Their job is always going to be the most important job in the world, and they have no respect for other people. You catch a taxi, with a narcissistic person, and they will be very rude to the taxi driver. You tell them how they should potentially be a bit politer, and you'll notice next time when they're impressing a stranger, they'll be nice to that taxi driver in front of the stranger. You go to a restaurant, they'll be very rude to the staff because they don't have the respect. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, it's about watching out for those patterns of behaviour to recognise who they truly are as an individual and not who they sell themselves to be. We can all have a good and a bad side to us. With a narcissistic individual, their good side is purely to exploit people to get their needs met by people. Any signs you notice that exposes a narcissistic individual, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. I shall add those into the description also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.